Okay, editing another submitted photo today, and as always, if you want to submit your photo for me to edit as part of this series, the link is in my bio. And honestly, this is one of those photos where it's kind of perfect just the way it is already, so trying to kind of elevate it in any way is going to be difficult. This is just a great photo right out of camera. We do, however, need to remove this bench from above his head, so I'll just grab our generative brush here and see if we can't remove that bench. All right, that looks a lot better. And now this photo is giving a very cinematic feel. I don't know if it's just his white t-shirt with his khakis, the pose, the composition. Honestly, it's probably all of these things, but it's giving very much The Notebook. And to lean into that, I think I'll actually crop it down to 21:9 today, so it has that cinematic aspect ratio to match its cinematic tone. Moving on from there, I think I'll grab one of my presets to use as a base, and I think I'll go with DF for this one. Now, DF is going to give us a good foundation for a really filmic look. The grain might be a bit too strong though right out of the gate, so I'm going to head down to our effects section and just lower that grain a hair. I still want the grain and noise though. I don't want to get rid of it entirely because I do want this to feel like a frame from an old movie. I'm still thinking if there's anything color-wise that I want to do to this photo, so while I kind of mull that over in my brain, I think I'll start moving into some masking. Starting off, I want to create a linear gradient coming from the left-hand side to really accentuate the shadows on the side of the photo by just lowering the exposure a good amount. And then back in our general adjustments, I think I'll lower our overall exposure to darken the photo, so I can use a radial mask coming from the top right-hand side to relight the photo. I'll just increase the exposure, warmth, and decrease the dehaze a little bit on that radial mask. Those two masks alone have helped a lot to make this photo feel less flat and give it that dynamic cinematic contrast. I might have gone a little bit too aggressive though, lowering the overall exposure, so I think I'll head back into the light section and lift that exposure up a little bit. I think then I'll head into our curve to just lift up our shadows and lower our highlights a little bit, really accentuating this S-curve here, because in film, no highlight is ever truly 100% white and no shadow is ever truly 100% black. They always have a little bit of a matte look to them. And I think lastly, I want to head into our color mixer to address the grass in the photo. Right now, it's a little bit too yellow for my liking, so I'm going to head into the yellows in our color mixer, push their hue more towards the green side, and then just lower the saturation a little bit so the grass doesn't overly stick out too much. And I think that'll do it for this one. So here's our before and our after.